And we are live. What's up, folks? How's everybody doing out there? We're going to do a quick pepper testimony and a pod review today. I'm going to review a nice pod. Look at that bad boy. Ooh. Yeah. See that thing? That's a yellow Naga grown by my boy Chase from Colfax Pepper Patch in Colfax, North Kakalaki. Anyways, I just wanted to say what's up to everybody, and I want to talk about my, how did I get here with hot peppers, and how long have I been eating hot peppers for, and maybe a few stories. But so let's start from the beginning, and I'm going to kind of munch on this as we're going, so you guys can watch me burn. Ooh, that's going to be a hot one. All right, so ever since I was little, I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 years old, I loved eating pepperoncinis that come with a salad or pizza, pickled cherry peppers, pickled jalapenos, and Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Now, those things are the only things that were available in the grocery stores in upstate New York back in the 70s. So you couldn't even find fresh jalapenos. You couldn't find fresh cayennes, none of that. So I always like these, I eat these pickled peppers and everything else. And I couldn't get anything hotter. I was a little kid. Anyways, a lot of times on the weekends, we would go to my grandparents' house and we'd spend the weekend there. And one day, my father just comes there. I think it was like a Saturday late afternoon or Saturday night. And, my parents we were out of their hair for the weekend. So he just shows up randomly and he's like, you like hot stuff? You like hot stuff? Try this. And he hands me this little skinny yellow pepper. And all I could think is, oh, it looks like a wax bean. I'm like, so I take it from him and I pop it in my mouth and bite down, pull the stem out and start chewing on it. He's like, no. As soon as I ate, he didn't expect me to eat the whole thing. He thought I was just going to take a bite of it. Well, I already had it in my mouth and chewing on it. So I bit down and I'm like, and I just tasted this like fruitiness and this flavor I've never tasted before. And I was like, I go, that's not even. Ha, ha. And I started screaming and my ears were burning. And I'm like, I'm on fire. And man, I got burnt bad. It was my first time ever eating a fresh hot pepper. And that pepper that I ate, I still have only found it twice as an adult. And I wish I would have saved seeds to it. Nobody in the pepper world could tell me what it is. It's bigger around than a Thai chili. It's hotter than a Thai chili. And I know that not just because I was a kid. I actually found it at the Rockingham farmers market or flea market twice when I was going to South Carolina. I bought bags of them from these Asian people. So what the story behind that pepper is, there was this old Italian guy that my father used to work on his car for him and stuff. So now you're talking, this is 1980, when he brought me that pepper. So, So anyways, he brought me that pepper. I ate it, loved it. I burned, but I loved the flavor. And so this was this old guy, Gus. Gus used to grow those peppers, and they would be orange, yellow, or red. And he grew jalapenos, and they were hot. I mean, they were good jalapenos. They were so good. They had the smell to them. But he grew those in his garden. And so I was, you're going to say, Gus, I was about 7 at that time when I ate my first hot pepper. And a couple years later, I ended up getting a paper route, and I was delivering paper route, however you say it. And I was delivering papers to this guy, this old man, Gus. And he would actually tip me with peppers. So now, I was probably about, I think about 11 years old, and he would actually just give me bags of them and stuff, and he'd show me his garden, and he'd show me how he pickles some of them and stuff, and I mean he was just addicted to them, and he ate them every day, all day, and so yeah, lo and behold, now I had bags of these peppers. So what do? You already know. I'm bringing them to school. I'm bringing them to school, and I'm gonna burn all my friends. And not only my friends, I was burning my teachers also. I had this teacher, Miss Dumas. She actually got married, and her name changed the year after that. So I don't remember what her I can't remember what her married name was. But anyways, Mrs. Dumas, she was like, "What are you doing?" And now at that time I was in 8th grade, so this was I got was it 7th or 8th? Anyways, I was getting peppers from Gus for the whole while. So I got peppers from him when I was my father got them when I was 7, and then at 10, 11 years old. I had the paper route, and then I was getting peppers from him after that. And so I was like, I got hot peppers. You want to try one? She's like, yeah, I love hot stuff. So I gave her one of these yellow skinny peppers that I can't figure out what they are still to this day. And I give her one and I go, I'll eat one with you. So I give it to her. She sits there, chomps on it. I sit there, chomp on it. And man, we were both on fire. All I know is she just runs out of the classroom. And I go out of the classroom and I see her. She's on the drinking fountain, just has the water just hitting her mouth constantly. So I go and I'm like, move over, Miss Dumas. I need some water too. Water don't make it better. And I knew that at the time. I don't think she did. And none of my classmates did. But I still was just in such pain. I'm like, I just to get some kind of, just put the water on my tongue. And so I'm like, this water's dripping on my tongue. And all of a sudden she starts hitting me. She's like, give me the faucet back. And so yeah, that was funny. And then my friend Adrian, he lived down the street from me. He man, I gave him one out in front of my grandmother's house, and he went nuts, man. He was wrecked. And Adrian, I hope you're watching this, bro, because I keep calling you out. Because last year he posted on Facebook if he got 100 likes and shares, he'd eat a Carolina Reaper, and he never did it. So Adrian, come on, man up, eat the Reaper, just do it. So, anyways, Adrian eats his pepper, and he's like, man, he was done. And he started licking the ground and was chewing on grass. Like he was that desperate. He was in straight panic mode. So that was where everything started. I'm talking since 1980. Um, and then, it was a while before the habanero was popularized. And I remember the first time I tried one of them, it was dry. And anybody that knows it, dry habaneros, especially the habaneros from the late 80s, early 90s, man. They were just hotter. I don't care what anyone says. They just were. Um, but yeah, these guys had a pizza shop in Johnstown, New York, and they made some killer food. I think it was called Zeppo's, but man, they were good. They were good. I think a couple of them were from Jersey, man. But these guys, they made lasagna, pizza. Everything they made was good, man. And so they made suicide wings, and they put these dried habaneros, crushed them up, and put them on there. And I tried that. And I was like, whoa, now that's a whole nother level right there. And so, yeah, a few years later, I went down to Crossgates Mall in Albany, and there it was, Hot Stuff by Lunatics, a hot sauce store. And I went in there, man, I was like a kid in the candy store. They had this big old spin around Lazy Susan type thing with all these different samples. And they would give you a toothpick for the really hot ones or a cracker for the ones that weren't as hot. And I'd sit there and sample them and find something I liked and buy a bottle. And then years later, I actually worked in that mall and used to go down there all the time and talk to the owner, man. He was awesome. And so I made a mesquite fire roasted habanero sauce. It was good. And I actually brought it into him. I had put it in a spice jar because I didn't have any woozy bottles or anything like that. And so boom, I bring this hot sauce into him, and I said, here, I says, try this. Let me know what you think. And so he, I stopped back a couple days later when I was down in that part of the mall, and I was like, hey, I go, did you try the hot sauce? And he was like, try it. He's like, I ate the whole bottle. I go, already? He goes, no, I ate the whole bottle that day. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, it was so awesome. And he said what happened was he took the bottle jar, whatever it was, ice jar. He took it before he left work and he threw it in his coat pocket. It was wintertime. And he went home and he got in the door and like took his coat off and just threw it on the back of his chair, his dining room table. And his wife was like, here's dinner. And she made pork chops. And he said he hates pork chops. He doesn't like pork chops. So he's like, oh man. So he's sitting there and he was just so tired. He was contemplating getting up to go into his hot sauce room. He actually has a whole room with shelves just full of different hot sauces from all over the world. And so he actually thought, like, wait a second. And he reached in his pocket and he poured some out on the pork chop. And then he just slathered it and ate it on his green beans and potatoes and everything. So he was ecstatic about the hot sauce. And so I was like, man, and he was telling me about sending it to Louisiana to the big, it's the national hot sauce competition. It's humongous. And so, I didn't have the means to do that, and I didn't know how to get the bottles or get the seals. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff back then. And so what's crazy about it is I go into this guy, Andre, man, I can't remember Andre's last name, but we were tight. Andre was from Louisiana. Okay. So he was from down there, New Orleans. His parents owned a coffee company, Mellow Joy Coffee, back in the days, and he opened up Mellow Joy Cafe up in Schenectady, New York. And Andre, so I go to his restaurant, man. I ate there constantly, and best Cajun food ever, man. This guy was a beast and stuff, and he was friends with Emerald and all those guys. He knew all the big chefs. He was up there. But I go in there, he's not there for like a week or so. I don't know where he is, and then I go back. I'm like, man, where you been? He's like, oh, I was a judge down at the hot sauce competition down in New Orleans, the national or worldwide, whatever one it was. It's huge. And I was like, you son of a gun. I'm like, man. I'm like, I wish I would have entered my sauce, But and so yeah, so that was my first time making a hot sauce, and that was my first experience with trying other hot sauces back then. So lo and behold, time went on. I found other hot sauce stores, and I never knew it was that big, even back then. I mean, it was. Oh, you ever inhale a seed? It's the worst thing. So yeah, that's a yellow Naga right there, guys. Let me tell you something about the yellow Naga. I don't know why my boy Chase grew these, and I'm like, I'm hounding them. I'm always like, I need those. I need more of them. I don't know what it's about that pepper, but for making fermented hot sauce, actually making almost any hot sauce, that pepper adds a perfect amount of heat, but it's not floral. So you're not going to get no floral or bitterness. And I tried making mashes and brine ferments with just straight Reapers before and Moruga scorpions. Oh, they were terrible. They had that bitterness that carries over from the floralness. So this thing's lighting me up right now. That's my wife's favorite pepper right there. She just loves them, man. And I actually love them too. So we're going to grow a lot of them next year. We got to keep that one going. I actually have seeds for a lemon Naga drop. So it's, I think, ahi lemon drop and a Naga. Yeah, if you guys can see, I've been categorizing seeds all day. Look at this. Putting them in envelopes and categorizing them into sections and stuff. But I got seeds in this box. There's over 100 varieties right here. That's not all I have. But I got over 100 varieties of super hots, some awesome crosses. Got seeds from pucker butt, white hot peppers, Jimmy Pickles, man, and a whole bunch of other people. Plus, I got some seeds I've saved, man, out of some cool hybrids and some peppers that I've grown and some other people I know have grown, and I've just taken some seeds out. With some of them, I hope that they cross pollinated. And now, Jimmy Pickles, the other seeds that I got in there that I bought are isolated. So, and that's what I want. I want that strain exactly. So that's why I get them. But then, guess what? I like to have some seeds that may have crossed, because I'm just kind of like, man, what is this going to look like next year? And we had some ones this year that were like that. I had a couple. I posted pictures of Facebook groups and was like, does anybody know what this is? And people were just like, nobody knew. So sometimes hybrids are really cool, man. Accidental hybrids are really cool. Now, they're not cool if you buy seeds from somebody and, you want a ghost pepper and it comes out not looking like a ghost pepper, and you're just like, oh, and sometimes even those are fine, but, so sometimes you don't want it. That's why I have so many seeds. That's why I spent a lot of money on seeds, isolated seeds, that I could have stuff that I know, and that's what I want next year, and I don't want it to be messed with. Then I have other ones that are like 4 to 6 way crosses, and I put them right next to another different 4 to 6 way cross. And next year, and I keep the seeds, for both of them, and next year I might end up with something ridiculous. So anyways, that's how all that started. And so I was, as a younger guy, I was running the streets, into drugs. I was a DJ. I was always in the clubs and stuff, and always, a bunch of girls and cocaine, and then living that lifestyle and just in the streets, man. And I ruined my life. And all those years, like, I wasn't really up on the scene, so it was like ghost pepper came out. I don't even know when the ghost pepper was popularized or anything. I know the first time I heard of it, I tried somebody's ghost sauce and I did not like it. I tried another ghost sauce. I did not like it. I thought the ghost pepper was probably something disgusting for years, till I actually got to try a ghost pepper. I was like, man, this is a good pepper. So years went on, and I tried the ghost and this, that, and everything. And then I had this idiot roommate. I lived down here now. I lived in North Carolina. But I had this roommate from New York. Guy knew in New York. He came down and lived with me, man. And he was a compulsive liar. Okay. But anyways, he's like, man, I want to try to find some Carolina Reapers down here. I'm like, bro, what the hell is a Carolina Reaper? Me, the pepperhead. And he's like, oh, it's this pepper, and it's from North Carolina or South Carolina, and the guy bred it, and it's hotter than a ghost pepper. And I'm like, yeah, sure, Conrad. I'm like, I'm so sure that I believe you. Now, that's exactly what I said to him, because he was a compulsive liar, and he made up these ridiculous stories all the time that he used to wrestle alligators in the Everglades and stuff. Man, it's just ridiculous. So I didn't believe him about the Reaper. And then time went on, and I finally, heard about it, and I actually got to try some. And then heard Ed Curry's story, man, and how he used to be on drugs like me. And, I got right with God and everything, just God's been good to me and stuff. And he's got a similar testimony. But to see somebody like that, man, that was rock bottom, and then just bam, see them make it like that and be able to do all the cool stuff he's done. But it's not just him. There's a lot of other guys, and I'm not going to say your name off everybody, man. But I know a lot of people that were in my situation that were on drugs or alcohol, and they got into super hots. Some of them, of course, they got saved. They gave their life to Christ. They, the other ones, just who knows what got them straight, but they stopped doing those things one way or another, and got into super hots, and now that's their drug of choice, so it's really cool. So that's when I started. Now, I've made hot sauces for me and my wife for years, because we eat hot sauces with everything we eat. So you're not going to see me. I can't I can't put like Texas Pete on some Indian food or, on tacos. It's disgusting. So I have to make hot sauces for every dish, it's a different one. So we've always made some kind of hot sauce, you know, as a condiment. So this is how, I started making hot sauce now where I'm just doing friends and family, that's it. But this is how it started this year was I started finding super hots. I grew a couple super hots. I got access to super hots and I started experimenting. So I just start putting pictures of what I'm doing on Facebook. Here's the ingredients, and everything I do is all organic. I don't mess around with, man. I don't even use like, I'm talking even my vinegar is organic. Okay. But so I started putting these sauces together and just put a picture on Facebook. Man, people started driving me crazy for it. So, but yeah, and I don't like to be proud or boastful, but my sauces kick butt. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating at all. And I think I probably have an upper hand advantage on a lot of people that are just starting out making sauces because I was a chef for 20 years. I had to cook and make sauces for all kinds of dishes. If there was like 5 specials a night, different ones, I had to come up with 5 sauces, whether it's beurre blanc sauces, bernaises, anything like that. So I had to constantly come up with sauces. So, and I like a lot of sauce on everything I eat. If I get hot wings, I want them extra saucy, a meatball sub, extra. So I always want, I'm just all about sauce, French cuisine, and whatever. So I've got the advantage on it when it comes to that. And I like to pair flavors and everything. And I've got a bunch of different sauces, and some of them are going to go on the market next year. Right now, family and friends, just hitting them like here and eating a lot. Holy cow! My Monster Mash sauce, I eat it every day for breakfast, and I eat about a third of a bottle, sometimes half a bottle, just on my breakfast. It's a fermented hot sauce with like 18 different super hots in it. Man, it's so good. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's my pepper story and pepper testimony to a certain degree. If you watch this video, give it a thumbs up. Um, oh, do me a favor, subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. I can't go live from my phone unless I have 1,000 subscribers, and we would like to do that. We definitely want to go live on YouTube, not Facebook. We're not doing Facebook Live hardly ever because I've had too many issues with them, and I've never had a problem with YouTube. I'm not talking about censorship. I'm talking about, well, yeah, that too, with both of them. But what I'm talking about is as far as live or streaming or uploading or something, man, Facebook's a mess. So it's not reliable for me. I'm not going to mess with it. I know I can get more views on Facebook. I do. That's what's crazy is I'll post my YouTube video up on Facebook, post the link to it, get like 2-3 views. If I upload the video, it'll get 100. So, but Facebook's they're shady with that stuff. Yeah. So yellow Naga, I'm sitting here munching away at it. Really good pepper. My mouth's on fire. My tongue, my lips. Woo. Comment below where you are watching from, and hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, whatever. But yeah, we need subscribers, man. I need 1,000. I'm not gonna sit here and try to, I'm not trying to rush the process by any means, but I do need 1,000 subscribers by next summer. Shouldn't be too hard to ask for. I got Facebook pages with 40,000 likes and stuff like that. So, but YouTube's a little bit tough. So, God bless everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Yellow Naga pepper review. Chase Colfax pepper patch. It's got some awesome pods. And God bless everybody, man. Thank you guys. Hit that subscribe button. And that's it. Let me recap real quick. So we started my first hot pepper. Went to me getting tipped hot peppers. Then me getting peppers after that. Oh, I'll tell you this though. One time I tried a mad scientist experiment. I took I think I took oil and a bunch of dried habaneros and dried peppers and maybe fresh habaneros. I don't know, but I made some kind of ridiculous thing and cooked it on the stove and left the house. My oldest daughter was just a baby then. This was back in 1998. And I left the house and we got back to the house and I opened the door and I just got the door open a little bit and I breathed it in. My daughter was in my arms. She started coughing. And I was like, what? We can't go in there. And put her in the car. And I took a deep breath and I ran in and shut the stove off and ran out and then did that again to open the windows and then left the door open, man. And we were gone all night. Like that capsaicin just in the air was so bad that we could not stay there. So yeah, that was just a little thing I was going to throw in there. I figured I'd tell you guys about it. But hey, your boy, Uncle Bocow, Mrs. Bocow ain't with me right now. That's all good. You guys are going to see Mrs. Bocow on some videos and some you're not going to see her on. Like hot sauce videos. Oh, by the way, this is Michael's exotic peppers. If you guys can see that. It's almost gone. But before I chuck the bottle, I just wanted to show you guys this. This is a black garlic ghost sauce I got from the hot sauce competition and festival. And it's really good. I let these guys try my black garlic sauce, and the kid got the hiccups from it, man. He was, but anyways, really good sauce. I tasted it and was like, And so I bought a bottle and actually put it on tacos and stuff. But yeah, holler at your boy, Uncle Bocow. We back at it again. Let me know. Comment where you're watching from. I'd like to know these things, man. If I got people from other countries, other states, hey, maybe somebody's watching us local, man. We can meet up, do a little hot pepper eating together or something like that. Comment where you're watching from. Take care.